Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Quest for Knowledge. Today we are going to learn about the summary of the poem Shut Down the Shop written by K.S. Nissar Ahmed. About the poet K.S. Nissar Ahmed, 5th February 1936 to 3rd May 2020. He was a renowned Kannada poet and a writer. K.S. Nissar Ahmed was a postgraduate student in geology and he worked as an assistant geologist at the Mysore mines. He worked as a lecturer in the field of geology in Bangalore, Chitradurga, and Shivamogga. He is best known for Nityotsava, that is a collection of poems. He was the 73rd president of Kannada Sahitya Sammelana, which was held at Shivamogga in the year 2007. K.S. Nissar Ahmed had the honor of inaugurating the 407th edition of Mysuru Dasara. He is a recipient of several awards. Among them, few awards are the Karnataka Sahitya Academy Award for Poetry in the year 1982, the Rajyotsava Award in 1981, the Nadoja Award in 2003, the Padma Shri Award in 2008, the Pampa Award in the year 2017, and an honorary doctorate from Kuvempu University. So this was about the poet K.S. Nissar Ahmed. Before going with the summary, let's learn the poem and understand it line by line. So basically, the poem Shut Down the Shop depicts the plight of how small shops that sold various goods before the establishment of supermarkets and globalization and new malls is now unworthy and irrelevant. So, coming to the poem, shut down the shop, how long will you sport? Here, the poet advises the shopkeeper to close the shop permanently as it is no longer relevant to the modern times. Your scattered wares, that is, the things which are offered for sale, and display them for sale. How much ever you publicize, that is, advertise, can you exhaust the stale contents? That is outdated or irrelevant thing. Here they question why the shopkeeper continues to display outdated and unsellable goods. No matter how much ever effort is put into advertising, the old stock cannot be sold. Though the shop is kept open always, a place that would not allow sunlight, wooden planks kept to guard the shop, the door that is century old, shut it so as not to reopen. Let not others ridicule you for your predicament. Ridicule is showing that it is unworthy or mockery. Predicament is embarrassing situation. So the shop is open always, all the time, but it remains gloomy and uninviting. The shop structure with an old wooden planks and an ancient door reflects how the old shop is and how the things have changed in modern times. The poet suggests closing the shop for good to avoid public mockery. The octagon-shaped clock that refuses to show time is broken down, handing cobwebs eaten away by the rusting metallic board. Is this not enough to reveal your trading? The last of your employees have given up their jobs in search of new avenues. Who would buy even if you lend them? Fly-covered lemon and garlic peppermint when petty shops can sell imported toffees, chewing gums and mesmerizing scent. So the broken clock, which is in an octagon shape, is now covered with cobwebs, symbolizes how time and progress have moved down. The rusting signboard shows the physical decay of the shop. The shop is now in the worst progress condition is a clear sign of its falling business. Even the shop's employees have left for better opportunities, indicating its decline. The goods in the shop are so unattractive and in the state that people wouldn't take them even for free. New shops attract customers with modern and appealing items, unlike this outdated shop. This street had a shop or two in those days. You were the ruler, provided all, as did Kamadhenu. But today can be found at every step a luxury shop that can supply anything at our doorstep. You too had supplied in the past refined edible groceries without any fraud in weights and measures. So your shop was swarming with customers all day and night. So, in the past, the shop dominated the market and was as reliable as Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is divine goddess described in Hinduism as Gaumata, and it is the mythical wish granting cow. Now, modern and luxurious shops are everywhere, making the old shop irrelevant to modern times. The shop once provided everything people needed, but it has now been outdone by competitors. And the shop was once trusted for its quality and honesty, attracting crowds all the day. Today, buyers avoid the shop even when it tries to draw them in. But things are different now. Even if you beg, the buyers hesitate to buy anything. 1,000 or 2 was your capital, huge dealings you could enthrall. Delightful dealings. Enthrall is nothing but delightful dealings. Long before this mohalla, it is a area of a town or village became extant. Now with the populace, that is people living in a particular country or area exceeding in millions. The shop once was developing and growing with limited or a small capital and impressed its customers. It existed before the neighborhood growing, but now it has failed to adapt to the expanding population. Day after day, with increasing rivalry, that is competition in trade, at least now change for better. Before this petty shop could be discarded with the contempt. Discarded with contempt is nothing but get rid with being worthless. Shut down the shop on your own forever, lest you suffer dishonor and ridicule. Live your life well like an honorable person in exile. Exile is the state or a period of forced absence from one's country or home. So, here the poet is telling with growing competition, the shopkeeper has to adapt or leave the business. The poet advises shutting the shop before it becomes unworthy. Keeping the failing shop open would only bring humiliation. The poet encourages the shopkeeper to step away gracefully and live life with dignity. So, this was the poem. Let's go through summary. The poem metaphorically discusses the downfall of a once prosperous shop, using it as a symbol for outdated practices and resistance to change to the modern times. It tells the story of how a business, once a vital part of the community, has now become irrelevant due to its failure to adapt to the modern trends and customers' expectations, tastes, and preferences. The poet critiques the shopkeeper's insistence on keeping the shop open despite its poor condition and dwindling reputation, a downgoing reputation, as the shop is not in the progress and as the shop is not meeting the expectations of customers in the modern times, but still the shop is kept open. In the past, this shop was a thriving hub that served the needs of neighborhood, and this shop once had everything. And the shop was once trusted for its quantity, honesty, and it was attracting the crowds all the day. But now it is not like that. The times have changed and everything has become modern, and this shop has become unworthy now. It provided honest, high quality goods and attracted loyal customers, much like Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is a wish granting cow, and it is Gaumata, the mythical cow that fulfills all desires. All the desires. Back then, competition was minimal. There was no much competition, and the shop had a significant role in the community. And the shop was given lot of importance. Everyone used to purchase from that shop, and the shop had everything. However, over time, the market has evolved. Everything had changed and become modern, and new luxury shops has been offering better products and services that have emerged at every corner. Now we have doorstep deliveries and everything. which has made things easier. The shop itself is now in disrepair. The shop is not in a good condition, symbolized by the rusted signboard, broken clock, and the century old door with the wooden planks. Its goods are outdated, unappealing, and unsellable. Even if it is offered for free, none of the customers are interested to buy. The shopkeeper's employees have also left the shop for the better opportunities, finding the new avenues, and the shop has lost its ability now to attract the customers. Despite all of this, the shopkeeper's attempts to revive the business, the situation is hopeless, and even advertisements cannot change the situation of the shop as it is outdated now. The poet uses different imagery to show the shop's decline, painting a pictures of neglect and decay, and all this emphasizes the cleansing. The past will only bring dishonor and mockery. The poet advises the shopkeeper to gracefully accept the reality of the situation and close the shop permanently before people make feel like it is unworthy and before people mock it down. By doing so, the shopkeeper can avoid further embarrassment and move on to live a respectable life, much like a dignified person who retires after losing their influence. The underlying message is about embracing change and knowing when to let go. It serves as a broader metaphor for life, encouraging individuals to adapt to changing times and let go of what no longer serves them rather than stubbornly holding on to outdated practices. So, the conclusion is the shopkeeper should shut down his shop to avoid suffering dishonor and ridicule, mockery, and to make someone feel him that it is unworthy. The poem describes a shop that once was the ruler of the street, which was providing all kinds of goods to customers, is now having no value. However, the number of small shops is decreasing due to mall culture, and the shop is now struggling to compete. The shop's employees have left to find new work, and buyers are hesitant to purchase anything. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.